That's a short introduction about myself. Before starting, I would like to tell you the complete layout of this demo session, what we're going to cover in this session. First of all, we will talk about a little bit introduction of Teradata, like what is this Teradata, what are the advantages, why it is used, and then I'll tell you about certifications, that is what is the latest certification in market today, and then we'll explain about the content of the training, that it is a 8-day session training, and what are the topics which we'll cover in this 8 days that we will discuss. And yeah, that's all. And if you guys have any question, any queries, feel free to ask. Guys, you able to hear me?
Yeah, Nitin.
Nitin.
You're able to hear it.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was some message of audio connection. So okay. So yeah, I was telling that I want this session to be interactive. So you have any questions, any queries, feel free to ask me. I appreciate sessions to be interactive, so that learning should be two-sided. You can gain something from me as well as I can also gain something from you guys. So let me start my screen sharing. Then we can begin with our session today. So everyone able to see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yes, Nitin.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is Teradata database? We all know that Teradata is a RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. It composed of hardware as well as software. When you purchase this software from Teradata Corporation, they will give you the hardware, that is the server nodes, and along with that you will get a set of software as well. So it's a complete RDBMS package. That's what we called it as RDBMS. The Teradata database is used for OLAP. You must be knowing that OLAP is online analytical processing. It is used to implement data warehouse for organization. And Teradata is not used for OLTP transactions, because using Teradata for OLTP is like a waste of resource and time. For OLTP, we prefer using Oracle, but whenever we want to set our data warehouse for an organization for OLAP processing, then we'll go for Teradata. So that is why it is used for OLAP operations. Teradata database scalability allows the system to grow as the business grows. Now, Teradata, you can easily increase the size of your TD system as your business grows. Just for a short example, suppose a Vodafone company has 10 million customers right now, and after 2 years or 3 years, their customer size increased from 10 millions to 20 millions. So they have almost double their data warehouse size. So with the help of Teradata, you can easily increase the size of your system. You can easily put some extra node to your existing system. And now this whole Teradata system can manage this increased size of data warehouse. So this is the key point about Teradata, that it is easily scalable. You don't need to do much to scale the system. You can very much easily do it with the help of introducing new hardware and few software solutions. So that's why it is called as easily scalable system. Teradata database supports terabytes of data. Terabyte is 1024 gigabytes, and it's a huge size in terms of data. Also, its name derives from its Teradata because it supports terabytes of data. Teradata database accommodates multiple client applications, making inquiry against it concurrently. Now, what is this multiple client application? It means users who are on Unix, Windows, IBM mainframe can access Teradata without any change to the system. They don't need to change the system for the respective platform. They just need to hit the database hit the system and they can access the data, can access the result set from the system. So it is not platform dependent. It can be accessed with Unix, Windows and IBM mainframe systems as well. Teradata database is accessed using Insight SQL. It means it follows all the standards and all the commands of Insight SQL. Besides this SQL, there is a few unique sets of commands or functions like qualify, partition, row number that are specific to Teradata, but that are in addition of this Insight SQL. So you have all the commands of SQL in Teradata. Besides that, you have few additional functions to enhance your processing in Teradata. The ability to manage large amount of data is accomplished using the concept of parallelism. Now guys, this parallelism is the key feature of Teradata. The architecture is built in such a fashion to keep this parallelism in mind. One point I would like to tell here, Teradata follows the architecture of share nothing, unlike Oracle and other database, where they follow the architecture of share everything. Share nothing means each resource works independently. They will not share their memory with other resources. So this is the architecture of share nothing. While in Oracle or in other database, memory of a particular resource can be shared with other resources as well. That's the major difference between the architecture of Teradata and other databases. Now, what is the advantage of using this share nothing architecture and how to prevent data loss for this share nothing? That we will cover in our day 1 session when we will get inside the architecture of Teradata, that what exactly happening inside the Teradata system. This is the small introduction about our Teradata database. Advantages of using Teradata. These are 5 main advantages why we use Teradata in today's market in our industry. Single data store, scalability, unconditional parallelism, ability to model the business, mature parallel aware optimizer. We'll look into each of these topics in detail. Single data store. Now, what is this single data store? As you can see in the diagram that different applications like PC, Windows PC, Unix, IBM mainframe accessing that Teradata. So instead of replicating a database for different purpose, with the Teradata database, you store the data once and use it for many applications. This is what we are calling it as single data store. You don't need to change the database for different applications running on different platform like Windows, Unix or mainframe. You can hit the Teradata and can extract the result from the system without changing the data models, without changing the data quality of the system. That is why it is called as single data store. Another advantage is scalability. I already told you about scalability. Linear scalability means that as you add component to the system, the performance increases linear. It enables the system to grow to support more users or data without experiencing performance degradation. As I've given you the example of Vodafone, as your business grows, you can easily scale the system by just adding additional hardware or software, and your performance will not degrade with this increased size of your data warehouse. So that is why it is easily scalable. Now, Teradata is scalable in multiple ways. Like you can increase the hardware, you can reduce the query complexity by increasing the hardware. Number of concurrent users you can increase if you are making the right kind of software and hardware combinations, that you can increase the number of concurrent users hitting that Teradata system. And whenever we are increasing this system, we don't need to replace databases, platforms, data model and application. The point here is that all your existing ETL process, like all your existing loading scripts, will remain the same. Your data model, your database, your table will remain the same. There is no impact on the existing system. So it is easily scalable without affecting the existing system. Third advantage is unconditional parallelism. Teradata database does not depend on limited data quantity, column range constraint, or specialized data models. The Teradata database has unconditional parallelism. Now this unconditional parallelism, in its simplest term, it means there is no conditions which needs to be fulfilled to implement this parallelism. It is an unconditional parallelism. Parallelism, we know, is a key feature of Teradata, and you don't need to sacrifice any data volume or your existing data model to implement this parallelism. This parallelism is built in the architecture of Teradata, and start from the query, this parallelism will start taking place itself inside Teradata system. So your Teradata is common for 100 rows or for 1 billion rows. It doesn't depends on the data volume, that if your data volume is less than this amount of space, then only this parallelism feature will work. No, it's not the case here. It is common for whether your system has 100 rows or whether your system has 1 billion rows. It doesn't depends on the data volume. That is why we called it as unconditional parallelism. This is one of the main advantage of using Teradata. Another advantage is ability to model the business. Individual departments can use their own assumption and views of the data for analysis. Yet this varying perspective have a common basis for a single view of the business. Now what is this single view of the business? We also call this as the single version of truth in data warehouse. I just give you an example here. Suppose in an organization we have different departments like HR, finance, transportation, different departments, and each department extract data from data warehouse itself with its own data model or its own data marts built for its particular department. So ideally, whoever accessing that data will have the same value, will have the same version of truth. It doesn't depend on the department, it doesn't depend on the data model, it doesn't depend on the data mart which you are using. The point here is that the single version of truth should be reflected across all the departments of the Teradata, and this can be accomplished using third normal form. So Teradata recommends its client to use third normal form because in third normal form there is no redundancy, and of course the joining of tables will increase if you are using third normal form, but Teradata can support join of up to 64 tables. So this joining or this processing time is not a problem in Teradata. That's why it recommends its client to use third normal form in its data model to reflect this single view of the business or single version of the truth. Any question here still, guys? Okay, coming to the next advantage, that is mature parallel aware optimizer. Optimizer is like a brain of Teradata. All processing, all parallel processing, retrieval and distribution of records, rows, everything will pass through optimizer. Teradata optimizer is the most robust in the industry. It can handle multiple complex queries, multiple joins per queries, unlimited ad hoc processing. These three points you can cover in this optimizer thing. The optimizer is parallel aware, which means that it has knowledge of system component. It knows what are the nodes attached to the Teradata system, what is the total disk space attached to the Teradata system. It knows all about that. It determines the least expensive plan to process the queries fast and in parallel. The main job of optimizer is to come out with a plan which is least expensive, time wise as well as resource wise also, so that your queries will work very fast and you will get the result set in a desired time. So this job is optimizer job, to make a least expensive plan for your queries. How this explain plan, how this optimizer chooses this least expensive plan? We will look later in our sessions when we begin with performance tuning and optimization thing. So these are few main advantages of using Teradata in today's industry. Now coming to Teradata manageability. If any of you guys are from Oracle background, then I can say that Teradata is designed in such a fashion so that it reduces the workload of DBA in a great way as compared to Oracle DBA. Oracle DBA has to do a lot of stuff, while in Teradata, DBA has to do minimal kind of stuff. Pre-allocate table index space and format partitioning. It is possible to have partition index in Teradata, but they are not required. I mean, in Oracle, table and index partition use table space to allocate disk space, while in Teradata you can define the partition index on tables, but they are not mandatory, they are not required. So this reduces the task of DBA. Pre-prepared data for loading, like data transformation. We are not concerned about data transformation in Teradata. Teradata has various implicit and explicit conversions which automatically take care of all this transformation. Ensure that queries run in parallel. As I've already told you that Teradata implements this parallelism in its architecture itself. So DBA don't have to look into the queries to make sure that they run in parallel. All the query in Teradata will automatically run in parallel. There is no DBA intervention required in this thing. Unload, reload data spaces due to expansion. Now when you scale your system, when you increase your Teradata system, there is no DBA intervention required for it. Redistribution of rows, redistribution of records will take place itself in Teradata. Unlike other databases where DBA has to reorganize the data into their new system, into their new increased hardware, in Teradata, this redistribution of records will take place itself. So these are few points which is used in Teradata to reduce the workload of DBA. That's why it's first choice of DBA to implement Teradata in any data warehouse projects. With Teradata, the amount of work for designing a table of 100 rows is same as that of designing a table with 1 billion rows. As I've already told you that it doesn't depend whether your system has 100 rows or 1 billion rows. Teradata will process all these rows in the same fashion. So Teradata DBA knows that if data doubles, the system can expand easily to accommodate it. This is called as Teradata manageability. It is easily manageable and not much intervention is required in its manageability. Now telling about the small history of Teradata. Teradata is a product of Teradata Corporation, and this company was founded in 1979. After that, it makes few mergers, acquisitions. Their first major product, that is V2R5, Teradata V2R5, was released in 2002. That is the first commercial project in which they released various features like PPI, partition primary index, profiles, roles, compression logic, and the main features of Teradata is released in this V2R5, and this is one of the biggest release since 1979. After this V2R5 in 2005, they have released V2R6. This is another version change, and here they have introduced a collect stats mechanism. This mechanism is used for optimization. They have introduced in V2R6. Then in 2007, they have released TD12. Here they have introduced a multi-level partitioning kind of thing. We can partition tables on a different level in Teradata. This feature they have released in TD12, and in 2009 they have released TD13, which is the latest release of Teradata. Here they have introduced scalar subquery and no PI concept. So Teradata 13 is the latest stable version of Teradata, and very soon they are going to release this TD14, but currently this TD14 is in beta phase, and they are implementing some temporal features in TD14 which they're going to incorporate in this release. But still this release is in beta phase and it will take some time to make this TD14 as a stable version. So whenever you work in a Teradata project, Teradata industry, you're supposed to work in these three versions basically, that is V2R6, TD12 and TD13. V2R6 is about to decommission. So if any project or if any organization is using V2R6, very soon they will be migrate to TD12 or TD13. TD12 and TD13 is the most widely used Teradata version right now in the industry. And also one point I would like to tell here that changes in version is not much specific to the user. I mean, you don't need to know much about the different versions of the Teradata. It is more like a system change. It means implementation of internal mechanism. That kind of stuff will change in different version. The only thing is that they'll introduce a new feature like multi-level partitioning, scaled subquery, no PI. That's a small concept, that's a new concept which we need to know as a user perspective. We don't involve ourselves much in knowing the complete change in the version. That is not necessary. So after discussing all this point, why to use Teradata? Teradata meets the business needs of today. It is a relational model which is a standard for database designing. It can handle huge capacity, terabytes of data, high performance parallel processing. Parallel is a keyword which you come across many times in Teradata. Single database server for multiple clients, that is single version of truth. Network and mainframe connectivity, you can connect IBM mainframe, you can connect your Unix and Windows with the help of LAN connection, that is network connection. Can access SQL, ANSI SQL follows all the standard of ANSI SQL. Fault tolerance at all levels of hardware and software. Now fault tolerance is another key concept of Teradata. In any big data warehouse, in any big database, there are some scenarios where you can lose data, where data can be lost. So how to recapture that data, how to make your system running even when data is lost. There comes fault tolerance, and the Teradata has huge set of fault tolerance. We'll cover all this fault tolerance feature in our day 2 session, where we will cover the data protection mechanism of Teradata. So this fault tolerance is another feature of Teradata, and it is supported at all levels of hardware and software. You can also implement this fault tolerance at software level as well as hardware level. Data integrity and reliability is also there with the help of Teradata system. So this is a short introduction about Teradata, guys, where I have focused about the advantages of. That's it, guys. That's all from my side regarding this demo session. Now if you have any doubt regarding the contents, regarding anything which you need to ask to me, please go ahead, feel free to ask me.
Yeah, Nitin, I have some doubts.
Yes, Priya.
Yeah, Nitin, actually, we know that Teradata is in parallel, it works as parallel, and we know the architecture actually. When we are facing that interviews and all, they'll be asking, some other databases, for example, if we take Oracle or DB2, they'll be asking whether it's a parallel database or what is, particular architecture of that when compared to Teradata.
Basically, you want a comparison between different databases and Teradata.
Yes. How, we can, if they ask what's the architecture of database, Teradata database particularly, we have the answer to answer them. Then they will be comparing, then what is the architecture of Oracle or DB2. Some simple points to differentiate the both. We are
Yes.
telling that Teradata is in parallel processing. They will be asking whether Oracle is in the sequential processing or what. I want a justification on that, how we can answer them.
Yes, sure. We can cover these things in our day 1 sessions, and I'll tell you about the detailed architecture of Teradata. then we can do this
Okay.
comparison between Teradata and Oracle, like what you don't
Uh-huh.
have in Oracle, but you have in Teradata.
Mm-hmm.
See, actually
Okay.
the main difference
One
for
more
now,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Nitin.
See, the main difference right now between Teradata and Oracle is this: Teradata is born to be parallel. I mean, this parallelism is
Uh-huh.
implemented from the architecture level. While in Oracle,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that queries run in parallel, you need to do some tweaks. DBAs need to intervene
Okay.
in that queries. While in Teradata, it
Mm-hmm.
takes care automatically itself. Whether you execute any
Mm-hmm.
query, parallelism will stick to
Okay.
that query.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One more thing. I
Mhm.
mean, in the utilities, you have pointed out the TPT. I
Yeah,
mean, I have heard that in future, all the ETL tools will be replaced by TPT
that's
in
correct.
Teradata. Is it true?
That's correct, because TPT is a combination where you can use different utilities, like you can club all the utilities, fast load, multi-load, VTech, and you can use them in
Mm-hmm.
TPT. So in the future, from Teradata 14 or maybe future releases, TPT is the only utility
Mm-hmm.
which we will use. But to know TPT,
Mm-hmm.
but to use TPT, we must know about the existing utilities as well.
Okay. Then regarding that NOPI, Nitin, not
Yeah,
no primary index.
correct,
I have heard that this will be used during the fast load kind of thing, because in fast
correct,
load we'll be loading without PI. It won't be PI defined in there. While distribution only the PI will be generated.
correct. That's correct.
If we are moving to TPT, it will be combination of all the ETLs, right? So in that concept also we can go for NOPI,
Correct.
because I have heard that NOPI only for fast load. TPT will also support that.
Yeah, that's true. See, NOPI is a concept, is a new concept which they have launched in Teradata 13. It means that you can
Okay.
define a table, you can load a table without defining PI in it. Now, what's the advantage of not defining
Okay.
PI is that your data loading will be very much faster. So, in your data warehouse, in your
Yeah, yeah.
ETL processing, when you are dumping your data from data files into your landing zone or into your temporary databases, then you can define that table as a no PI, so that this dumping from flat
Okay.
files to this database will take place very fast, and from that onwards you can have PI
Mm-hmm.
defined on different tables.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Nitin.
Okay, so we'll wind up this demo session. My team will reach out to you very soon, and if you
Sure,
have,
sure.
yeah, yeah, if you have any doubt, you can just mail me, or you can also call me at my number given in my signature. So thanks for attending this demo session, guys. That's all from my side.
Yeah, Nitin. Actually, I want to
Y-
say something, Nitin. Actually,
Yeah,
I gone through your blogs, everything, and it's very perfectly and very crystal clear. We can say that. It's a very good explanation. That I want to thank you.
thanks to you, Priya. Thanks for appreciation. Yeah, actually, I remember now that I have seen your comments on my various posts. Yeah, thanks for
Uh,
appreciating my post and my blog.
yeah. Thank you, Nitin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we'll wind up this demo session. Thanks all to attend this. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Thank you again. Wish you the same.
Yeah. Bye bye.